Hello everyone, it's Victoria Felicia, Beauty Business Growth Coach, and I wanted to come on today and talk to you a little bit about being in your comfort zone. I'm not quite sure what is happening with my lighting in this room today. I just cannot get it right. So apologies if it looks a little bit wishy-washy. But I was reflecting the other day and thinking about, okay, I've made these phenomenal leaps in my business. And wouldn't it just be so easy now just to say, okay, enough's enough, I'm happy, let's just keep it as it is. And there was something internally in me that was just like, no, why? Like, why do that? Keep growing, keep going. There are lots of other avenues, there's lots of other things that you can do. You can always be constantly improving your business. You can be looking at helping so many more people out there. So just because you're financially comfortable or you're comfortable like time freedom wise, doesn't necessarily mean that you should stop. And then I heard something the other day. In fact, it was actually Grant Cardone, and it inspired me because he was talking about being in your comfort zone kills. It really does. And my mentor's mentor, who was Bob Proctor, would say the same thing, like if you're not growing, you're dying. And I didn't get that at first because I thought, well, obviously we're all growing, aren't we, to a certain extent. But then I only had to look at my own life and realise actually the moment I stopped growing was the moment I just regressed. I actually went the other way. And that, if you haven't already checked out my backstory, I mean, that's where I spent most of my 20s, where my business was just a hobby. I was in debt. I was not making money. Whatever money I earned, it was just going out on bills and paying off other people. So, I had no ambition as such, to reach any particular goals. I was just like, let it flow, what will be will be. And actually behind that was because I lacked a lot of self-confidence and I didn't have belief in me or my abilities and in my business. And this is what needed to change. So I was comfortable until I wasn't comfortable. And I really want you to think about, I was comfortable until I wasn't comfortable. So I grew comfortable with the position that I was in and I accepted the position I was in. Now, I'm not saying that that was actually a comfortable position. Like I said, I was in debt, I was not in a good place, but I grew comfortable with that being my life. And so when I talk about being in your comfort zone, I want you to think about, have you grown to accept where you're at within your business, perhaps within your personal life, as that's just it, okay? Whether it's the results that you're currently achieving or have achieved and you're happy with that, or whether you're not getting the results that you truly do desire, but you've accepted that and you're like, well, I'm just going to sit here, okay, with it because that's how life is. So are you comfortable with where you're at? Because if you're at that point, you need to move on. You need to start doing something, okay? Because you need to start growing, because that point of being comfortable will turn into I'm not comfortable, okay? It was a sliding scale for me and it was a dangerous position to be in. And when I heard Grant speaking about this, I was like, he's saying it's a dangerous position to be in. But like I said, I only had to look at my life and how I just sort of slid further and further away from my business, away from the income that I was looking at achieving, to the point where I was going to just give up my business, okay, because I couldn't see any point. I was going to go back into that 9 to 5 role, of doing a full-time job, when I knew that that's not where my passion lied. And so I want you to think, being comfortable is not a position that you should strive for as such, okay? Now, being grateful for where you're at and being and feeling that gratitude. So, like myself currently in my business, I could easily say enough is enough now, when I could kind of walk away and be like, you know, we'll just leave it as it is, because I'm extremely grateful that, you know, the knowledge that I now have and the actions I've implemented have meant that my business is now far more successful than it ever was, and I am comfortable. Okay, but I'm blessed, and I feel that, and I'm blessed with where I'm at now, but I know that I want more, because if I don't continuously strive for more and strive for those bigger goals, you know, those goals that are like the type C goals. Now I talk about this in my goal setting modules. You know, we need to be looking at the big goals, the ones that you really think are unreachable, okay? Because yes, you might fail at that straight away. You know, we've got to break that goal down. You know, like to eat an elephant, you've got to do it one bite at a time. So, you know, to make $1 million elephant, you've got to, you know, break that down one at a time. So depending on where you're at, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be where you stay, but having a big goal, one that does scare you, okay, one that you think, oh, do you know what, you know, if this happened, it would totally change my life. But it scares you because, you know, you probably will fear that it won't happen, or you might have that fear of failure. And yes, you are going to fail. You are going to fail at certain points, but you're on your road then to making that goal. If you have, say, like $1 million goal or £1 million goal, whatever it might be, or a house or something that you want, and you put that as your goal here and now, and you know you're working towards it, and you're like, well, I'm not quite here yet, but the point is you were much further along than when you first set that goal. So without even realizing it, you're chipping away at that, and you're building yourself up that ladder towards your goal. Whereas if you were in your comfort zone and happy to stay in your comfort zone, you wouldn't have made a move on that at all. You'd have been sat there, and you'd have more than likely slid back down into habits that aren't quite good for you, or, you know, perhaps into a position that you're not comfortable with. So being in your comfort zone is not a place that you want to be. You want to be continuously growing, okay? Be blessed for what you have. Whatever your external reality is right now, you can change it, okay? And the only way to change it is to be grateful for what you have now, and to think about where you want to be, and to bring that goal into the now, okay? And to start feeling it, start being in that goal. Be in assumption, as Neville Goddard would say, okay? And if you haven't seen any Neville Goddard works, I do recommend it. It's something that resonated with me. It's not for everyone, okay? But it's the same kind of theory that, again, I teach within my program, where we look at being in assumption, taking your goal, and living by your goal now. Okay, and that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, and that's a great thing. You know, being scared about something, if you're scared about it, you know you're on the right track. So don't be afraid to push yourself, okay? It's those business owners who are comfortable with where they're at. They're never going to be happy, and they're never going to be satisfied if they know that they could have gone further. So sit with that, think about that. Can you go further? Can you do more? Even if it is just within your day, okay, within your business, can you do one thing extra that will get you that extra client? Can you, you know, make more leads? Can you reach out to more people? Can you do an extra set of marketing? Can you show up more for your business? If it's one thing extra a day, the only competition you have is you. And the only thing that you need to be looking at doing is bettering yourself from the day before, okay? Because you're going to then be somewhere different. In 5 months, 6 months, however many months it will take, you know, you will be at your big type C goal before you realise it, because you've chipped away at it, and you've taken action, and you've grown out of your comfort zone. So if that's resonated with anyone, if you feel like you're stuck currently within your business, you know, you might be happy with your income, but you know that you've got the potential to earn a lot more. You're just not doing anything about it. Then get in contact with me. There's a link there in my information under the videos. section and you can book a call. Please book a strategy call with me. We can go over how it is that I can help you to grow and scale your business. If you're just starting out in business and it's an idea, then we need to start looking at taking action and having a plan in place, and I can also help you with that. I've got different tiers within my coaching program and coaching structure to suit everyone, okay, as to where you already are within your business. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope that that's helped you to start thinking. If you're not growing, you're going the other way. So start growing, okay? Start doing more, start working towards your bigger goals, and you will get there. Have a fantastic rest of the day and take care.